Yeah, you can start now.
Shall we start?
Yeah.
Good evening to everyone. I welcome you all for Oraclas. Some of you might have already familiar with the name Oraclas. It is a series of webinars conducted by Doyences. Through these series, we invite Doyens across the world to share their knowledge in Oracle space. My name is Srividya Srinivasan. I'm heading HR at Doyences, and I will be host for this session. I would like to take a moment before we start off the session to talk about Doyences. Doyences is established in 2006 in Chennai, India, and then at the same time in Dallas in USA. We are a management and technology consulting company with expertise in Oracle. For the past 16 years, we have been serving our customers successfully to achieve their business requirements in efficient way, and delighting them has become our motto. Doyences also believes in knowledge sharing, and it is our culture. The evidence is our employees posting their experiences in our blogs, which has already crossed 1 million visits by our Oracle community. We also encourage our talents to participate and present papers at various forums like Collaborate, AUG, Oracle Application Technology User Group, to share their experience and knowledge. We are very proud to be certified by Great Place to Work Institute as India's great mid-sized companies to work for in 2019 and 2020, 2 times in a row. Today in Oraclas, we are presenting the webinar on topic digital transformation of Oracle order to cash, a success story. Our presenter Vimal will walk you through about the current processes and its challenges and how innovatively he has overcome this by O2C automation and the business benefits of automation using this method. The topic is presented by Vimal Manimudi, who is an Oracle Cloud Certified Specialist with around 15 years of experience in Oracle consulting, working as a project manager with Doyences. Vimal has presented many papers at national and international Oracle conferences. He is a great speaker and presented papers in various OAUG events. In fact, Vimal is a recipient of OAUG Collaborate Star Presenter of the Year 2019 in USA. Vimal also co-authored a book, Fly to Cloud, on Oracle ERP Cloud Migration. With this, I would like to invite Vimal to present the topic. Before that, audience can post your questions anytime during the session, and we will be happy to take the questions in between the session. Over to you, Vimal.
Yeah, thanks, Vidya. So, hope you all see my screen, right? Vidya, can you, are you seeing my
Yes,
screen?
yes, yes.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so thanks for everyone joining the session. So this session, digital transformation of order to cash cycle, a success story. So we are talking about how we digitally transferred one of our business on the order to cash cycle, and how digitally enhanced their functionality and then their application, the user experience and the application functionality in the long existing application with their business. So few of the agendas we are talking with this session is the current O2C process and its challenges with the customer. O2C automation we did, business benefits of automation, digitalization with EBS 12.9 release, enhanced order and billing, and finally the key takeaways. Let's start with the current O2C process and its challenges. So before moving to the challenges, okay, let's see how the O2C cycle looks like. I think we everyone knows who are working on the business system. We know this cycle, but still I'll go at the high level flow. So order management cycle start with entering the order, and then book, and then do the quick release, ship confirm, doing the auto invoice program, and then create the AR invoice, and then do the receipt, and then finally the bank reconciliation before it uh, posted into the GL. Uh, uh,
Sorry.
Team, can you everyone mute yourself, please?
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
Yeah, thanks. So this is the high level of flow. If you go through this process, I think from starting from the entering the order and then book the order, most of the process in the order management are manual process, right? Starting from the entering the order, generally they receive the order from either through a manual or phone or somewhere. So they enter the order and then book, pick, release, ship, confirm. All these four steps mostly did through a manual effort in the application, and then the automated schedule program, you can schedule the program with auto invoice program that will create the AR invoice in receivables. So it requires a lot of manual effort. It takes a lot of time to complete this process before it being built and get the cash back to the system. So let's see what are the challenges the customer is facing in this process. So orders typically comes by email, fax, phone, or email. So these needs to be documented either from the paper, that need to be documented in either in Excel or some other form of documentation through system, and that should be keyed in the application one by one. And during the month close time or any other peak time of the business, you will get a lot of orders. So handling those orders and then keying into the application will definitely take time. So that is a big challenge. And then reading the data in by hand is slow, and sometimes it's very cumbersome during the busy time, and it is vulnerable to make mistakes with the keying process. And after entering the order, manual processing of picking, shipping, and invoicing in EBS, all through a manual process. Though the end users do this process day to day, they have to go through this process one by one, and process the step one by one by navigating through the business forms and do the process. Though it is a regular same process, they have to follow the steps and complete until the air ends. So finally, manual effort on reporting and reconciling. There are a lot of reports on separated on the orders, quick releases, and invoices and receipts. These are all a different part of in the process, you know, you know, to make a lot of effort to reconcile all the data and then present it to a management or any other business decision you take before that. So these are the manual process and the challenges the customer is facing, and they would like to speed up this process and improve, find the gap and then fix it. And then if any modern technologies or any automation can be done on this process, they were looking for those options. So we were presented a solution to this to fix uh, the challenges, current challenges what they are facing. So let us go to the automation. So yeah, so these are the technologies we used to fix the challenges and automate the application. So we used APEX user interface pages to navigate different steps of OTC process. And we used Oracle standard APIs to load data and process the different steps of the application. We used APEX interactive report for validation and reconciliation, APEX pages for errors fixing and reprocessing, Apex-based workflow for approvals, and we used Oracle SSO login credentials and accessible from Oracle responsibilities and menus. Oracle standard alerts and mails to send out any notifications to business or any internal business users. We developed a Fusion-like interactive dashboard to give an overview of the transactions and the other important metrics, and finally the mobile application for processing and approving the transactions. So these are all the automations application or the technologies we used to automate this and digitalize this process. Before I go and explain how we automated and what are all the application pages we have developed to automate this, let me explain why we chose Apex. So I think many of you might know about the Apex and how flexible and how easy to use to build a custom application on top of the standard Oracle applications. It's very simpler and then faster development. It is very secure and portable. You can have it either on your on-premise EBS application or even in a cloud. It is self-service reporting features. After the initial development, users or business users can themselves to do some modifications and create their own report. It is lightweight, eliminate complexity. Mostly, if you think about some of the automations application, you might need a middle tier on top of the e-business application. But this runs directly on e-business database, and you don't need any complex data integration between the application and the e-business suite to automate. And there is no additional cost. It comes along with the database. So you just need to build your applications along with your automation steps and then just deploy. So these are the reasons we chosen Apex, and we have a lot of experience on Apex to creating the custom applications or custom layer on top of the standard applications. So it was a natural choice for us to choose Apex and create this automation. Let's move to the application page. So this is the typical sales order creation page where in the left side, this is the home page of this automation. In the left side, where you can see the import sales order, create sales order, pick release, ship confirm, sales order report. So these are all the different menus we have given at the one place of the application. Either you can process end to end from starting from the sales order to sales order import, or even the receivable AR import with one click button, or you can process step by step with your own approval or business approval process. So we have given both the choices. Let me go through the step one by one. So with the import sales order, we have what we have introduced to the business processes. they generally used to collect all the hard copies and then the phone calls and other mode of incoming orders. Everything they just key in directly in the application. So there was no record or there was no metrics to validate or reconcile how many records are created or how many record orders are received and how many orders are created and how many was invoiced. So we have streamlined that process and introduce the Excel process to key in all the orders in Excel. So in Excel, user have to enter all the orders with some of the repeatable procedures. They can just copy and paste some of the price list or the customer name or the customer site number with those regular information. They can just easily fill up all those Excel sheet and then they can keep it ready to upload into the application. So the next slide is showing it's showing to upload the data. Once the Excel sheet is ready, user has to upload the data to application, and that will load all the data to the staging table of the automation application. So here, once the data is loaded, the data is started appearing in the application. That's what you are seeing here. It's from all the details, starting from the shipping, warehouse, username, and the other informations. So once it is uploaded, it is just ready to process or creating the sales order inside the application, and then move on to the next step. So after that, the create move to the create sales order option, where in that page, uh, uh, user has to validate the record one by one. If everything looks good, then he will select all the lines or all the orders which need to be uploaded to the system, and they just need to click the create sales order button, which will load all the data into the Oracle applications. Of course, using the API with all the standard validation. So if you see the next, once the order is created, you will get a message that order successfully created, and those information you can see in the APEX application in itself. You don't need to go to the e-business and verify whether those records are properly created or not. Only after the proper order creation in the e-business, that will appear here as a success record. Otherwise, it will appear as a error record, and those will not be appear in this screen. I mean, the next screen of the quick release screen. So the next process, whatever the orders is ready to pick and ship, right? Those orders you can by batch number. You don't need to select order by order. By batch number, you can select those orders and then check those orders which are all ready to pick and ship, and then just click the button of create quick release. It's not necessary to use do the quick release first and then do the ship with the configuration in the EBS, and then with the combined processing of both quick release and ship confirm, you can just do both in one step and do the ship confirm. So once the quick release and ship confirm happen, the next process is invoice generation. Here, there also you just need to select what are all the orders which need to be invoiced. Those things you can just select and then run the process. It will all move to receivables and create the invoices. So here you can see uh, the order number and the shipping number, and then finally the invoice number also created at the end of the years. Yeah, so this is the order creation process. Along with that, the business have also requirement on the IRISO process. I mean, the pay on receipt. So these are the steps steps involved in the pay on receipt stages. First one is create sales order. Create sales order for the internal customer. Create lot number. Book sales order. Creating delivery and quick release. Auto invoice program, and create PO receipt, and then finally AP invoice generation. These are all the steps involved in the pay and receipt stages. So for this one as well, we have created the similar kind of application uh, uh, within the same application, but with a different screen. So we have created there also. You can see starting from the sales order number. You can see all the information at one page, like the sales order number, AR invoice, PO number, receipt number, AP invoice, and then finally the status success of creation of AP invoice successful. So this is the advantage. You never seen this kind of information in Oracle in e-business suite at one place. You need to go through one by one screen, starting from the sales order, invoice, and then again PO module, move to the PO responsibility, create the PO receipt, and then again AP invoice responsibility, and then again to the AP invoice. So the different steps involved in the Oracle applications are eliminated, and you can just do all the steps in within one single page, and with a lot of lesser time effort, lesser time and then lesser manual effort. So these are some of the APIs we have used to interface the data. So from loading the data from staging table to the orders, we used OE order pub process order, and then to use the lot number and book the sales order, it's OE order pub process order. For delivery and pick release, it's the WSC delivery details, auto deliveries, and then delivery action. For ship confirm, again it's a delivery action. Create AR invoice, we use the standard auto invoice master program. For creating the PO receipt, insert PO interface table and call purchase order input program. And then for AP invoice, we use pay on receipt order invoice and then invoice validation program. So it's all the standard process with all the standard validation. So it's nothing the custom process or nothing the direct insert of the data from any of the base tables. So business benefits of automation. So we did the automation, and after some time, after the post-colon support, we observed the results of this automation. So after this process, the end users, there are many end users who receive the orders and key in the orders and then do the process until the invoicing. So now after this automation, the orders are processed faster, lesser manual errors, and then fewer staff required. So the delivery days are avoided as e-documents transferred to the warehouse. So for the internal orders, we instead of printing and sending the manual, the hard copies, we introduced the e-documents transferred directly to the warehouse. And then prompt arrival of invoices, statements, and delivery letters which improve the cash flow, and product returns are minimized. That increase the customer loyalty, and responsive order fulfillment service enhanced brand image and customer increased. User-friendly and dynamic reports, single report to show end-to-end data as I show, starting from the orders and to the AP invoice or the AR invoice on the OTC cycle. So everything you can see in one single page, and you can reconcile the data. And it reduced a lot of IT dependency on error correction and report extension. So whenever you have some errors in any of the order input process or the AR invoice conversions, AR invoice import, where any issues or any errors, you might need IT dependency to clear those errors or rectifying those errors. Here we have shown all those errors in a different page with user understandable error message. We have converted the standard error message into user understandable error message, so they can understand those errors and then rectify modify the data and then reprocess the error records. And we got a lesser extension and customization on the standard application. Earlier, there were a lot of form personalization and form customization on top of the AR invoice form, and then the order management order entry form to have some validation when they are manually keying. So we have added all those extension, those validation inside this automation application, and those data are validated before it being imported into Oracle applications. So we have disabled all those extension and customization in the standard application form. and that reduced the, uh, the load on the form application and improved the performance of the application. And finally, the Apex dashboard, which allows user to monitor, search, validate, and prioritize the transaction efficiently. And then the Apex mobile application to view and process the transaction efficiently. So the last 2 points, Apex dashboard and Apex mobile application, we are going to see in the coming slides. So this is the typical Apex dashboard we have created. So not exactly this one, we have created a similar one. So if you see monthly sales by product and sales by category with the pie charts, and then with the other metric, other type of the charts. And below that you can see the values, how much of value we have sold for past uh, uh, specific period of time or for the customers. So in the top, you can navigate to the customers, products, orders, and reports. So there are different tabs involved in the dashboard. With that, users can navigate the multiple data metrics and then get the data. So this is another dashboards which show the purchase order and the other PO information shown here. So you might have wondering that is it a Fusion Oracle Fusion report or it's a ERP report? As it's exactly looks like the Fusion report, which shown the Fusion data Fusion dashboard, which shown all the metrics of the purchase. So you can create almost similar to the Fusion dashboard in Apex application. So this is the mobile application. So what are the automation application we have created and launched on top of the business application? Those things you can just with the minimum technical effort, you can convert that as a mobile application, and you can access those screens from mobile devices, either it's a mobile or iPad device. So this is the mobile screen where you can see those invoice number. You can search the invoice number, and you can not only searching, you can also processing from mobile application. Not only just for the approvals, you can just also move to the next step. You can create the invoices from the orders, or you can create the AP invoices from the PO receipts. So in the right side, you can see different menus. You can from there you can see the manager reports, pending invoice details, invoice delayed, delivery. So all those dashboards information and other metrics also you can access from your mobile device. Yeah. So next topic is digitalization with the e-business application. So before moving to the e-business transformation, any questions on the automation
Yes,
related?
we have a couple of questions from the audience. Would you like to unmute and ask Mohan, or you want me to ask the question on your behalf?
Yeah, let me ask Vidya.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Vimal, how Apex-based automation is lower in cost and how it can be self-service?
Um, okay, so if you think about the automation, Morgan, you see there are a lot of third-party applications available to automate, like one from Canon and one from even from the Salesforce, and other from. There are many third-party applications which runs on e-business applications, but to implement those applications will require a lot of cost, and it required a lot of hardware requirement to run on top of your e-business application, and also which requires the middleware services to link between the third-party application, the automation third-party application to this e-business. So that is one aspect, which this is just a free tool available within your e-business. With the minimum technical effort, you can do some initial investment on developing the initial application, and then launch on top of our EBS without any integrations or any integration services. In addition to that, once the initial development is done, then maintaining the third party application and then maintaining your extension on your e-business, you need definitely need a IT team to fix it or customize or extend any of the upcoming the new customizations or extension needed. But in Apex, it's not required. Even with the latest feature of Apex, users or the end users can themselves do uh, the modifications or do minimal amount of extension on the reports or even with some of the application flow. So it gives lot of flexibility to the users to extend or modify according to the business needs, and it eliminates the support activity, the support team, the IT support. So with that, it reduced a lot of cost.
Okay, correct. Thanks, Vimal.
Thank you, Mohan. Vimal, there is another question from Narayanan. Uh, Mr. Narayanan, would you like to ask the question, or you want me to ask? Can you please unmute and ask your question? Okay, let me ask on his behalf. Have you done similar automation for purchase to pay cycle, also for internal requirement and internal order?
No, we have not done, but for this business, we have done only for the O2C, and along with the O2C, we did for this, IRA, so internal order process. But exclusive on P2P cycle, we have not done. But it is similar way, like with the same similar kind of automation with the screens, we can easily do, and we can do that P2P automation. Any other question?
No, Vimal, as of now, only these two questions. You can go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So we have seen how we did the automation with the help of Oracle Apex. Now we move to the what are the advanced technologies or advancements in the functionality and in the technology we got with the latest e-business release, and how we implemented to our business. So this is, I think, with the recent releases okay, in 12 to, I think, starting from 12 to 5 or 6, starting from that, Oracle started releasing so many advanced features in almost all the modules, especially on order management SEM modules, PO, order management inventory. There are a lot of changes. They are inspiring of the technologies, and then the functional advancement happen in the cloud, and they are slowly trying to take those functionality and then bring it to e-business. So with that, the one important technology what they brought in the latest release is enterprise command center. So it's almost like a fusion dashboard, kind of a dashboard for each and every module. You can view all the informations, like starting from the order information, and then how the releases, and then shipping details, everything at the single page, and then from here you can navigate to those details. For example, here you see order specified the date. Pie chart created for past 7 days. It's exactly not like the Oracle Fusion, but at least we are Oracle is trying to create a similar kind of report and give the business benefits to the users. So this is the Enterprise Command Center for AR. Here also you can see all the informations, like starting from the transactions. So in the top you can see there are 4 different dashboards available for the receivable command center. One is outstanding receivables, billing process, payment process, and payment history. So different dashboards available. So you can navigate to the different dashboards and then get the informations. So with a little more detail on this enterprise command center. So from the order dashboard, you can review booked orders and then act on potential delay, validate the drafts orders and correct prior to the booking, monitor order alerts such as order holds, exception, act accordingly. We can prioritize the shipments to meet revenue goals. From receivable command center, you can minimize your customer account delinquency, compare your current and the delayed transaction against unpaid receipts. You can resolve the billing process bottlenecks by seeing all those metrics at one place. Reconcile your payments exception and discrepancies. Analyze payment trends, overdue balance adjustments, and credit memos. Okay. Coming to the recent development on the business. So I think you might have already used or know about the mobile apps of e-business. So earlier there was some mobile apps on approvals and they were released on receivables and payables also. But they started releasing some of the recent mobile apps on sales orders and other approvals with improved functionality and added functionality. So this is the typical screenshot of the sales order and approval mobile application, where you can see all the sales orders customer wise, and then you can open single order and see the details, invoice detail and the line details. In the right side, you can see the approvals, the different approvals from different modules like inventory, order management, projects. Different approvals you can consolidate and open in a single page, and you can not only see the approval information, and you can act on the approval information. So these are all the functionalities of these mobile apps. Like with the sales order, you can view orders with my customer list. You can search orders by key attributes, view order and line details, monitor shipment alerts for hold and back orders. With approvals, you can filter approval request by sender, subject, and type. Review or header and line details, action history, attachments, and comments, and you can approve, reject, reassign, and seek more information with the approval mobile application. Okay. So enhanced order billing. So apart from this mobile application and the dashboards, we have also uh, receive a lot of functional advancement with the latest release 12.9. So we have applied, of course, after analyzing the existing business process and the existing customization, we have applied all those advancements to the business, and then, of course, it actually benefited the business by removing some of the custom process and then eliminate some of the risk as well. So these are some of the high-level advancements we received from the latest release, like 12.9. So HTML user interface for order management and receivable transactions, integrations of order management with AME, back orders. Now you can allow your users to fulfill only the available quantity and they cancel the remaining. Earlier, if the quantity is not there, the entire order will be cancelled. Now, application will allow you to fulfill only the available quantity. WebADA for price list. Earlier, it was through APA or the manual entry. Now, WebADA for price list and modifiers for better control to use on the data and minimize data corruption. Spreadsheet upload of codes and orders, and then milestone or usage-based billing added to the recurring billing plan. So these are some of the key points, the high-level advancements on the order management and receivables. So I was told about the enhanced order billing, right? So this is the web page of the order billing, where instead of using the tradition order creation page, you can now use the web page, and you can easily navigate from one page to another with a lot of better user experience for info. So here, I think the new additional advanced feature like a billing plan is highlighted here. So before you submit your order, before you book the order, you can just go to the billing plan and add some more values and additional parameters before you apply the credits or the rates to the orders. So here, there are a few parameters like generate billing plan lines indefinitely, generate a fixed number of billing plan lines, milestone-based billing, usage-based billing. I think the milestone-based and usage-based billing are the recent advancement with the latest release. So with that, you can add additional parameter to the orders. So yeah. So I think we are almost close to the conclusion. So before that, do you have any questions on the advancement on EBS?
A question from Chandra. Chandra, please unmute and ask your question. Okay, let me ask on his behalf. He has asked what is the difference between APEX and EBS based dashboard and mobile apps?
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I think it's a good question. We got mobile application in our automation, Apex-based mobile application in our Apex in our automation, and then the order management mobile applications with the e-business. So you can use both of them, but from the e-business mobile application, you can just view the transactions. You cannot take any actions. You can just view the customers and then customers orders, lines, and then the rates and the status of the invoices. That you can view the transactions. But from the mobile-based applications, it's almost like what you do from your system. You can process your orders. You can ship and do the ship confirm, and then you can create the invoices, and then you can do the receipts as well. So almost all the actions you are doing from the e-business applications, your Apex-based mobile applications is allowing you to do from your mobile apps. Similarly, the dashboards. In the dashboards also, like the enterprise command centers are still evolving. It is giving the high level information of your transactions on your home page of your module, but it is not capable enough to customize according to your business. You can personalize with the with a minimal extension, but you cannot personalize as you did in your Apex-based application. So you got both mobile application dashboard. You got both of them in e-business and Apex application, but in Apex it is giving endless features and allows user to modify and extend according to your business need. But e-business is having some limitations. Any questions? Any other questions?
Yes, there are a couple of questions. One from Yuvraj. Yuvraj, can you unmute and ask? Okay. So Yuvraj's question is that all these new features are available in ERP Cloud. Is it better to move to cloud instead of adding features on EBS?
Okay. Yeah, I think in our session also we have seen the Fusion-like dashboards or Fusion-like mobile applications. You can do all the actions here, and the advanced functionality which is available in Fusions are incorporated in e-business or even in our automations. So of course, Fusion is advanced application which got all the latest technology, latest functionality, and Oracle is slowly incorporating all the I think most of the functionality into the e-business. But it's up to the business, okay, when to move to the cloud or how to move to the cloud. Like if you are just recently upgraded and you have Oracle has given the roadmap of Oracle is they will support the 12.2 release until 2030. So it's there is no urgency on moving to the cloud. It depends on the business how and depends on your roadmap, your IT roadmap on the Oracle. So if you are still in lower version of R12 or 11, and if you are planning to upgrade, maybe instead of investing all your money and effort into the upgrading, and you may think of moving to directly to the cloud. Or if recently upgraded and you have a lot of customization, it will take a lot of time and effort, and your business uses or any other challenges to move to the cloud, you can still live with this e-business application. But there are additional features are coming with the latest release. We can upgrade to the recent release of Oracle. On top of that, you can have your custom automation process with the help of Apex.
Hi Bimal, I am Tapas. I have a question. For example, like we are doing some Apex developments or Apex report. Compared to EBS development or customizations or report development, what are the advantages over Apex developments compared to EBS?
Okay, I think in one of our discussion, I was informed about how e-business customization or the custom reports are IT dependent, right? So you need a IT person or you need a separate IT support team to develop or modify or extend any of your standard application to a custom. Either it's a personalization on your form or creating a new report or modifying this existing report. So it required a lot of effort. It required a testing, and you need a time and separate team to support the customization activity. But here, for example, you have developed one reconciliation report between the order management and AR. You want to see all those information, all the order management and receivable information in one report. And you have developed one custom report in e-business shoot, and it is running fine for a few months. And suddenly a new business comes and asks some more additional information in that report. You need a technical support to extend, right? But in Apex application, in as part of our automation, suppose this report has been delivered, and you need a couple of columns and a couple of parameters. It's just a matter of time to add those columns inside the application and add the parameters. It's just even now the recent features of Apex allows the end users to add those columns and build their own query with some visualization, visual modification. So it's very flexible in Apex, and it's compared to the Oracle business custom process.
Vimal, there is another question from Yashwant. What are the things to be considered before we upgrade EBS 12.2?
Okay. Okay. So I think that is a separate discussion topic altogether. It's a big topic, but in a short, um, you need to see your custom process. The customization exists in your current application, either it is 11i or 12.1.3 or whatever the lower releases you are in. So you need to see what are the customization and how those latest release will impact your business process, right? So you might have many custom process based on your old release, and that will not work as it is when you upgrade to the new system. So the impact analysis is the first thing, and then of course uh, uh, the other business changes happening in your the regular business process, the new release. So recently, I think one of our colleague sometime back, she has presented a paper, the same Oraclers, on how to what are the approach to follow on the e-business upgrade practice. And we also have a tool called DP Impact, which automate the upgradation process, which will save you a lot of time and money in any of your upgradation process. So I suggest you to refer those webinars and the links, and then that will help you a lot. Any questions?
Any other questions from the audience? You can unmute and ask your question.
Okay. Yeah, so let me move, finish my takeaways, and then any questions.
Sorry, Vimal, there is a question from Prakash.
Yes,
What are some of the technical challenges while integrating APEX with EBS?
I don't see major challenges because it's just run on your directly on your Oracle database. So initially, you need to have the APEX workspace to be installed on your on your Oracle e-business database, and then you can just start writing your code directly on your database because it's just on directly on your database. And sometimes maybe if in our automations we used the Oracle SSO, like what the same single sign-on login they are using to log in the e-business applications. We try to use the same login for automation applications also. So that time, when we get those credentials from Oracle business, we face some challenges, but after some guidance, we resolve that. So we have not faced any major challenges when we integrate APEX and business.
There is another question from Deepa. Did you implement single sign-on while integrating APEX with EBS? Are there any other methods if customers don't use single sign-on?
No, we used a single sign-on. As I said earlier, we used a single sign-on. We taken the same credentials from e-business, and it's just since it is running on the same database, and both are Oracle products. Your Oracle Apex applications will allow you to use your single sign-on here. Any other method means if business don't want to lose their security with Oracle Apex. Of course, it's the same Oracle product and running on the same database. There is no security breach. But if they feel and they need a separate login, then we can have a separate login process for this automation application.
Thank you, Vimal.
Okay. So, yes, yeah.
Deepa has asked another question. What is the version of APEX being used?
I don't remember. I think it was implemented almost 2 years back. We released 5 point something, but I think after the recent version of the recent release of the Apex version, we have upgraded it to the latest version. The latest is something 10 something. So those latest version of Apex applications has been upgraded to that customer.
Thank you, Vimal. That's all the questions from audience. You can go ahead.
Okay. Thanks, everyone. So let's conclude with the content. So why Apex-based automation? So as we discussed with our questions or with our session, so it's quicken the transaction cycle and improve the cash flow. It enhance the brand image and credibility. Simple, faster, and effective development. It's lesser extension. It's self-service and lesser maintenance cost. leverage advanced functionality and modern technology. The same way, why upgrade to 12.9? It supports user interface modernization and increased operational efficiency, and its leverage functional enhancements, potentially replace your customization with standard functionalities. It stay in compliance with SOX and receive the latest tax and regular updates, and committed. No, if you are committed to modernize your business but still not yet ready to ERP cloud, then of course you can go ahead and upgrade your e-business. So some of the references, some of the papers I have presented in the past, you can refer. E-business should told to upgrade comprehensive methodology and roadmap. Oracle Fusion Cloud, this is e-business 12.9 upgrade. What suits your business best? Tomorrow's supply chain today, Oracle Fusion order management. Going beyond the statute, why customization extension matters to your business. And as Vidya mentioned in the initial of the session, so you can refer the Diance's past events, past webinars on oracle.com, oracle.com. Okay, so that's all with this session. Any other questions before we conclude?
Thank you, Vimal. As always, it was a wonderful presentation on your topic. I also like to thank the audience for this webinar. Before we leave, I'd like to mention that Oraclar is a new initiative from Doinces to share knowledge. Doinces will be inviting many Oracle experts to talk about various topics in Oracle. So please stay tuned to oraculous.com for more information. We also request all of you to take few minutes to share your views about this presentation and about the topic that Vimal presented today in our Facebook and LinkedIn pages. Please do follow us on Facebook and LinkedIn pages as well. So that's all from our end. Thank you for joining. Anything else from your side, Vimal?
That's all I have. I think it's someone trying to ask some question.
Very good questions. Wonderful audience and wonderful presentation. Hope to see you again on another webinar in oracleclass.com. So stay tuned. Thank you so much and good night.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Vimal. Thank you, Vidya.
Hey, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Hi Arun, can we stop the recording?
Sales by category. Sales by month